Hello everyone, welcome to ITPK. In today's video, we will learn how to configure scope tag and role-based access control in Microsoft Intune. Role-based access help us to manage who has access to which resources in our organization and who can perform what actions to the resources in our organization or what they can do with the assigned resources. By assigning resources to our specific group of users, we can set up what they can see and what they can change. Each role have few specific set of permission that defines that what user can access or change within our organization. You must have global administrator permissions to assign or edit these roles. And you can log into Intune by this URL intune.microsoft.com, and one more URL could be endpoint. Let's try that endpoint.microsoft.com. Yeah, that's right. And you can see the URL at your screen. Intune have some predefined roles, like if we assign someone the role Intune administrator, that administrator could access all the aspects of Intune, but that administrator will not be able to do anything within Azure Active Directory. That is now called Microsoft Intra ID. So to see the predefined role, let's go to on the home page, go to Tenant Administration. After going to Tenant Administration, you will see the option here, Role. Let's open that. Here are some predefined built-in roles, right, that we can assign to our users. We can add a user or a group of users to these predefined roles, and we can also create another role by getting duplicates of these roles. For example, if we want our help desk department to assign some specific role, we can go to help desk built-in role and we can create a duplicate for help desk users, and we will not be interrupting the current help desk role. So here, let's name it as we want our IT help desk team to perform specific operation that we want. That's why we are creating a customized role for our IT help desk operator. So here in the configuration menu, our the permissions, you can customize permission according to your requirement. So according to my requirement, Android Enterprise, I want to set all these no, Android 4 the, I want to set all these to no, and let's go to device configuration. I want our IT help desk team to perform this device configuration, and they have these permissions. Let's see. I want to assign them device compliance policy to read yes, to assign yes, create no, to delete no, to update no, to view report yes. Yeah, that's fine. We need few of these permissions to assign our help desk team, right? And I again want to mention that this is just to explain you. You can set up role-based assignments according to your requirements. Let it next. By default, the default scope tag is added. Every object in the Intune must have at least one scope tag defined. Scope tag is like we use the organizational unit into Active Directory. If you had a chance to use that at on-premises server, so it's same as like we use that organizational unit. To each object in Intune, if you assign a scope tag, that will be reside into that organizational unit. At this step, currently we will be going with the default scope tag configuration and we will not be changing it, but after this process I will explain you and I will show you the scope tags, so don't worry about that. Hit next and now review all of the configuration that you have set. Hit create, wait for creating the process to be completed, and that's it. The process is completed now, and here we have IT help desk custom Intune role. That's perfect. We just have created. Now this IT help desk role defines and limit what user could change in the Intune, but you could also set that which of the devices or which specific devices IT help desk users can control or edit. So we can define this by setting up a scope tag and scope groups. By assigning scope tags, you can define that which resources can be seen by those IT helpdesk members. For example, if you want to show the devices only for this specific group, you can add tags to these profiles. By using scope group, you can define which users or devices needs to be managed by the members. By default, role members can see all Intune resources. We can modify this by tagging resources from a scope tag. To do this, a tag must first be created and added to the resources that are allowed to be seen by the member. So under manage, let's go to scope tags. Here we have all the information about scope tags, and also we have a default scope tag here. Let's go ahead and create a new scope tag. Name your scope tag like I can say Office devices, Office 1 with an optional description at next. Here you can add the group that contains those devices. So I've created a group to add it here, that is front office devices, and I want to add this group here to assign scope tags at next. And now you can review the name description and the coded group of devices here you can create. So we have successfully created scope tag here. Remember that automatic scope tag assignments will always override manually assigned scope tags. If a device is assigned multiple scope tags through group assignments, all scope tags will apply. So let's go to the groups to see and confirm that the group we have created have the required member into it. So the group name was front office devices. Yeah, and the member should be added into this group. Let's go to the member and see the device desktop is already here. So to verify that if their scope tag that was applied to this group is also assigned to this device or no. So let's go ahead and verify this. Go to devices, then go to all devices, and here we want to check desktop device, and in this device let's go to properties. Once I came in the properties, you can see one scope tag is selected. Let's open that to verify and see Office 1 devices scope tag is assigned to this device. This is great. So let's go ahead and for your knowledge, see any other device scope tag. So let's select this device and then go to properties. In the properties, you can see one scope tag is defined. Let's open that. This would be default scope tag that is assigned to this device. In the next step, we are going to assign IT helpdesk operator role. So for this purpose, I have already created a group and I have added a test member into that IT helpdesk group. And those members of the group will be going to manage these specific devices. So let me show you the group I have created, that is IT helpdesk, and in IT helpdesk we can add the members as many as we can which are required. So I've created a test user just to verify for you. So all support employees could be member of this group for front office one, right? Let's go back to tenant administration, and then roles can use the same role for multiple assignments with different tags and admin members. Let's go to IT help desk operator roles and then go to assignments and now click on assign. Let's assign assignments. So let's add the name here on the assignment. We can say help desk uh, operator. Okay, add optional description here. Now we are in the group section to assign the group. These are the groups that will contain those administrators to whom we want to assign the role. So add the help desk group here. Right, IT help desk. Yes. Select, hit next. Scope group are the members of admin group which we have added a group for users as well as the group for devices here, and I will add both of these groups here. Make sure you have added the correct group according to your requirements. So hit next. Now we need to add the scope tags of resources that should be allowed to be seen by the admin group. The scope tag we have created earlier, we will add that here, right? So let's search for the scope tag, and here we have Office One devices scope tag. Select it here. Hit next. Now hit create after reviewing your settings. The new assignments will be displayed in the list of assignment here now. So in our case, we have helpless operators assignment here. We have already assigned the scope tag to the devices, but in the next step, we will assign a scope tag to our existing resources. Because I have created the scope tag for front office and I will tag that scope tag to the resources associated with front office. Click on devices and go to configuration profile. Here we have for configuration profile for our organization here I created and deployed. Let's say if I wanna add this profile to front office, add it. Open this profile and go to edit it where we can add a scope tag. Let's see here we have the option of scope tag and we will add a scope tag front office one as well office one devices for this profile here. Let's review and save. Just keep in mind that we have also the default scope tag there and we did not deleted the default scope tag. At this point, we have successfully configured role-based access control with scope tags in our this demo environment. Now it's time to press the setting of this configuration and let's go ahead and see what happened when we log in with the member of IT help desk users. Let's type here endpoint or we can say in intune.microsoft.com. I will enter that test username, logging in with IT help desk user, which is the member of IT help desk group. Keep in mind that this could take few minutes to get propagated all the settings and assignments. You can say 5 to 10 minutes. On the dashboard, we have this connected error, one connected error. This is because that we haven't given the Android permission, if you remember. So let's go to the devices and see the device we have assigned to be managed by IT helpdesk user should be in here, right? So let's go to all devices. That's great. You can see here that desktop device is under test user here and this user will manage this device policies and configuration profile according to the permissions we have assigned to helpdesk profile, that customized helpdesk profile we have created. And this user is only able to see one device which is member of that front office devices and no other device is showing under this users. So looks like we have perfectly set up the role-based assignment permissions and scope tags. So just to verify for you, if you go and check the devices for administrator, we have all those devices still there, right? And the desktop device is showing under that IT help desk operator or member which we have assigned. Now under test user, if you remember, we have assigned a scope, that scope tag to the configuration profile. So let's verify by going to configuration and have a look that if we have that configuration profile under that test user, yes, that configuration profile is updated already there and one scope tag is assigned. So now this is also verified that this test user can see only this configuration profile that we have assigned it by the global administrator, while the global administrator can see all of the profiles. Now let's verify that if test user can do any other changing that we haven't assigned in our configurations. So let's go ahead and edit this configuration profile under test user and scroll down and go to assignments. Let's try to add any group here. We can try any of group here just to verify permission, and this should not work and this should give us an permission error. Let's select this and review and save. See, now we got failed to save profile error here. It's not saving their profile. We haven't added this group as a scope group. That's why we are getting an error. So let's try to add the group that we have added as a scope group there, right? Let's go back to assignments again. Here and try to add the group that we have added into scope group. If you have remember front office users and front office devices. Let's try to add office users here. Select and review and save. That's perfect. You can see here this is now saved under test user here because we have added these group in the scope earlier in our configuration. So you have seen that this test user made the changes to the group which is in the scope that goes well. And but when the test user tried to change the settings for the group or want to add the group that is not in scope, that didn't work here. So today we have successfully set up and verified that how we can set up role-based access control and scope tags in Microsoft Intune. Thanks for watching. Bye.